story about something that happened to me when I lived in Queens, New York. So, one of my good friends at the time owned a lounge, like a nightclubby lounge, and he was a bit of a man whore. And I was at the time very young, very like maybe 21, and I remember that I went to the ladies' room and I bumped into him having some sexual contact, intimacy with a crackhead. Oof. And I ran to the bar. I grabbed some solution of sorts. I took him apart from this crackhead, and I started putting that on his dick because I thought he was going to get the cooties.
Sanitizer?
Yeah, I was sanitizing his dick.
Shit.
Like, I was caring for him.
What did he say?
Ouch. I was like, you have to get vinegar. You're not doing it right. You need to put a condom on. You don't know this woman. What if she's got like the clap?
You could get rid of that.
What did he say?
Fine. He was probably like, aw, this like.
That was his reaction?
No, his reaction was like he was drunk. I think his reaction was kind of like his reaction was like, oh, she cares about me getting AIDS, and I'm like, yeah, I do. You know what I mean?
More than you apparently, like
more than him. I'm like, are you?
I would have been like, what the fuck? Mid-stroke, you're fucking it.
I don't know.
How do you know it was a crackhead? Do you your crack?
She looked like one. Yeah, she looked like one. And
you remember what she looked like?
Yeah, she. I don't want to be specific to race. But
No, we don't care about that. Like,
she
what
was
she
a white
wearing?
girl, and she kind of had like a couple of bruises here and there, and I'm like, maybe she's shooting heroin.
Wait,
was she wearing like dirty hoodie?
Was she known for that?
No, it was the first time I ever saw her, and I had kind of like.
Were they like in the back alley, by the trash, by the dumpster?
Pop marks
in the bathroom.
In the bathroom.
In the woman's room. So like my first reaction was like.
Well, how she get to the lounge though? As a crackhead.
Well, they could just walk in.
They could just walk in.
Yeah, they could just walk in.
Yeah, I mean,
why not? There's no bouncers in a lounge, bro.
No
So you just walk in.
Walk in. Yeah.
That's because it's in Queens. When I was going out in Harlem and the Bronx. All right.
Oh, that's where you get shot.
Listen, especially
they're not just letting anybody in.
Especially if he's the owner. If he's the owner, he probably called her.
Oh, that's the number one.
He just wanted to get his balls empty and his dick washer machine.
That's it.
But in a dirty washer machine.
Dirty water, yeah. Bad choice is dirty water.
oh my god.
Yo, has there ever been a time in your life for the women in the room? Have there ever been a time in your life where y'all was going out trying to get fucked? Sorry, that sounds crazy.
With the main goal.
Trying to get laid. Like, getting laid was the main goal. I just trying to see, again, we had a conversation earlier that I feel like right now the climate is men and women are kind of after the same thing. Mm-hmm. So I'm just trying to see, you guys can share if you want. If you don't, that's cool. But have
Absolutely not.
Never. Okay.
Absolutely fucking not.
Can I ask?
I would go out to get drunk.
And I could bleep this out. But how old are you? If you don't mind me asking.
How old do you think?
33.
Oh, you already knew that.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Just spot on?
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
I've always been good with this.
Come on, I'm Asian. I don't got no wrinkles. Okay.
Hey,
all right.
Okay.
I've always been good.
Brown don't break, baby.
Nah.
Black don't crack.
I mean, here's the thing about that. So I feel like a lot of women seek validation from men because within them they're lacking something more intense. So I go out to have fun. Like, I go out because I just enjoy being free. Like, and a lot of times if a guy does approach, my mind completely goes to he wants to get me in bed, and it turns me off. Like, they're not so much looking for like your mind. They want to see like more of you. They're like, I just want to see your Toto. And you're like, wait, what? And you're like, but look at my face. I have a heart in here. And he's like, you want to come back with me? I'm like, I don't want to go with you
anywhere.
Any fucking where.
But he wants to see your heart in an intimate setting.
He wants
through
to
your
see
Toto.
through the Toto.
You can feel a pulse, a heart pulse on the thing.
Oh boy.
And I wouldn't take him serious. Like, if I met a guy that wanted to sleep with me the first night, I won't sleep. I would not pursue anything further with him because I would think that he does that with everyone, and it's not my.
You ever had a man come up to you and say, "Oh my God, your mind and your personality does it"?
You want to go smoke?
Yeah, and it's usually.
You've had that?
Yeah, of course.
And it was real?
No, it's bullshit.
Right. Exactly.
You got
exactly. It's gonna be bullshit. You see, men are visual creatures. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna come after you because of the way you look. It's just what it is.
Agreed.
After the fact is when we get to know who you are, and that's when shit gets serious. But if shit's not gonna get serious, we don't give a shit.
Yeah, I don't even waste my time. I can do my own washing machine, but mine's a ship in the rose. You know what I mean?
Facts.
It can rose me away.
Hey.
The washing
Pink.
machine.
I can get all blushing with it and everything. You know,
I'm about to look it up.
so I don't actually do the DJing very often, but I remember recently in the past couple of weeks, I did one of those DJing, and it literally
Events.
brought me to tears.
Ooh.
And you know what I realized? It was happy tears.
Yeah.
It was such a euphoric, happy tear moment. And then I realized that when men come into my life, usually the tears they bring aren't happy.
Damn.
So that sucks, and they're fired. Yeah.
Is your picker broken?
My what?
Your picker.
What is that?
Maybe you're just picking the wrong asshole.
Well, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because that's what I was gonna ask. So, and Ash, have you yes or no been out here have you been out here? Have you ever gone out sniping?
No,
Sniping.
they don't go sniping. You just asked that question in a different way.
Yeah, but sniping, because I said it a bit harsh the first time.
But it's the same thing. She said no.
Oh, all right. So going back to you,
What's that?
favorite cat lady, Misty.
Listen, we got new
The
blood
thing
in the
is,
house.
do you continue? Oh, whoa.
I mean, let's go.
Whoa.
Come on, bring it on.
So your age is what it is. Do you typically go after the same, like the guys who look the same?
No.
Yeah, your type. Is there a type?
No. So I know I'm going to sound quite experienced, but I am almost like I give anyone that has genuine intentions a shot. And I filter them out, right? So it's like I dated a DJ. I dated a club owner. I dated a guy that drove Curiosity on Mars. I've dated successful, in between, and not for nothing, I always tend to feel like they are still the same. Like, I still feel like people are lacking depth. They're lacking curiosity. They want things for instant gratification instead of realizing that as we get older in life, it's not so much about filling a void. It's about growing with someone and actually having a life companion. So I haven't found what makes me like completely like wow. Like I thought I was wowed recently, and then I realized that I just wasn't wowed. It was just my imagination being wowed. But in reality, when I sit back and I gave it like a couple of days, I realized that it just wasn't, it just wasn't it. You're like, wait.
A couple of days from the beginning, from the initial.
Yeah, like when I sit back and give it a couple of days, kind of like realizing when you look at it with more clarity, you realize that perhaps you were the one that was doing all the things and the other person was not being entirely receptive.
From a couple days?
Apart, like without speaking,
okay.
without...
So you get the whole picture.
Yeah, because I like to observe.
Because you're not in it no more.
Yeah, when you're not in it anymore and you sit back and you think about things after the other and you kind of come into the conclusion like, oh shit, this is how it really was. Mm-hmm. Instead of when you're in it, you have a hard time like deciphering, because you're so in it kind of clouds your judgment.
Mm-hmm. And we're back, y'all. Look, Ashley had her heart out. You already know it's big muscles all day. She out here trying to put somebody in the headlock right now. Preferably her man. That's her special move. You already know. But earlier, so we were having not race
gender.
I'm gonna bleep that out. We having gender wars.
Gender wars.
I bleep that out. We having gender wars.
Gender wars. I don't want to say that much. It's more perspective.
Well, the men's mentality. Well, like in regards to that. Well, what do you have in mind in regards to men's?
Wait. What were we talking about, Les?
Just men's mentality. We
On
want
what?
shit to that. In regards to picking somebody up.
So
Go ahead, cat lady.
Cat lady in the building. So what's your age?
43.
Well, I'll tell you what. Right now, I am a free agent. I am talking to somebody that I met about a week and a half ago, almost 2 weeks. So we just play it by ear, take it day by day. So that's my situation. Since I have to answer for the two of us.
So I have a question for you.
Yes.
So, when you say you take it day by day, like, is that the way you process, like, the whatever it is? Like, if it's a relationship, is it, for you, is it like a friendship, or is it more like, I want to see where this goes?
You know what? And to not serious us out too much, because that's not who I am. Let me be Jonathan for a quick second, okay?
Okay.
I like to take my time because I wanna get to know them as a person. I've gotten to the stage in my life where I don't care much about looks. I care about who you are as a person, to where we get a chance to know each other good enough where we can have an argument, and after the argument, I still want to keep talking to you. Like, I want to be able to do that and not just revel in the good parts and revel in, like, oh my God, the honeymoon stage. Oh, this is something new. I want to also go through adversity to see if we continue to come back to each other.
Yeah.
I'm looking for that, like a deep connection, whether good or bad. Like, it still brings us together and keeps us connected.
Yeah.
Oh, my brain. I got to be J-Bo again. Oh.
Go on. All right. I mean, that's fair enough.
What about you?
Well, it kind of goes back to what I was saying before. We're visual creatures as men, but at the end of the day, when feelings come into play, it doesn't matter what you look like. That's why when a man sees you wake up, he still loves the way you are. And when you're a wreck, he loves you. When you're pretty, he loves you. When it's all of that, he loves you, because that's when the attachment and the feelings come along. Outside of that, if that's not incorporated, then yeah, it's absolutely a physical thing. And
yeah,
it's where it stays if he's not trying to take you seriously. But there's other criteria that men who are looking for a wife look for.
Yeah.
And that's why I had asked you what's your end game in regards to where
dating for?
Yeah, what are you trying to you're dating for with intention, or you're just dating to date?
So I'm dating. I usually date with intention, and so the goal with my dating is I date to marry. Like, I don't date to waste each other's time. I dig in very quickly, and I like to ask very difficult questions because it tells me where the person's mind's at,
right,
and what they see and what they envision long term, even for themselves, even if it's not with me, but I know where their mind is. And a lot of times, with my recent connection...
Do you offer that to them as well?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah. So with my recent connection, I made sure I asked those questions. And when he would push back, which he did, he would say, well, wait. Let's take this slow. Like, take it, kind of day by day. Like, I see day by day, and my mind registers as, you're not going.
I mean, for a guy to tell you that day by day, like, what are we talking? Like, the first week? Are you doing a full court press right out the gate?
What's his reasoning?
No, yeah.
Well, so the reasoning
you gotta figure out the time frame too.
Wait, that doesn't matter, because you got to know why. Like, did he just come out of something, so he's taking it day by day, or has he been single and then he's giving you this day by day bullshit because he doesn't want to commit?
Well, here's the thing, and because I'm very good at kind of reading a room, and when I saw this particular person and he opened up to me about past relationships, I was able to kind of give him a little bit of grace based on what he had been through. And I don't want to go into details because it's not my life to share.
Yeah, that's fine.
But all of a sudden it made sense because, my outlook on relationships and getting to know someone is I'm not going to abuse you. I'm not going to cheat on you. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to be respectful to you. And I'll treat you with dignity and respect. Mm-hmm. But a lot of times when men come from a trauma relationship, they come into another one and they're not ready because they're so hurt, and they expect that that person they think it's calculative. So, like, for one instance, like, I was in the hot tub with this guy, and I'm like looking at him, and I'm in complete, like, a moment where you see someone and you're like, oh, like, and not even like in a sexual way, but more in a like, I just love your brain. And I remember I took my arm and I went like this,
You're a sapio, ain't you?
Oh, I love the brain. And I go, because it's
Me
like,
too.
I go on the back of his head and I just rub it, and he looks at me dead in the face and he goes, stop. I feel like you're trying to manipulate me.
Damn.
And I remember
Instead of just being in the moment?
Instead of just being in the
crazy.
moment. And I looked at him and I said,
Milkman.
Yeah.
huh?
Milkman.
I don't know. What does that mean?
What color's your hat?
Huh?
What color's your hat?
He's white.
He's Caucasian.
He's from the mountain of the Caucasus.
He's Caucasian.
They're trying to manipulate
me.
Oh, no. We're talking about a very much of a macho man.
Do you? No, I get it.
This man is very much manly.
I get it.
We're talking about a very masculine figure.
We're not questioning him not being masculine. It's just
his mentality about the way he perceived affection. It made me sad for him.
Skewed. Yeah.
It made me sad for him because, like, for someone to truly question like affection, like, that's crazy.
He must have went through some shit.
100%.
Yeah.
What's your love language?
I'm very like physical touch and gift giving and like acts of service. So I get the most happiness from doing those things.
Amen, girl. Amen.
Like I remember cooking him like dinner and it made me happy to make sure he worked hard, he's fed, he's healthy. But then it's like I felt like a lot of times it just was one-sided. So like I wasn't necessarily getting what filled me, like the connection, the affection.
What is it that you need?
I need someone to see me.
What does that mean?
Say more words.
Like, so see me in the sense like look at me and not because I'm hot, because I know I'm hot, but see me because I'm just, my mind and my heart is genuine and it's pure, and intentions are real. Like it's so for you to be so vulnerable with someone and everything is questioned, it feels very much like they're keeping you like almost at arm's length, rather than
and he is
embracing that.
No, he
right?
is. He is. Yeah. For whatever reasons, but he is.
And you know what? If I said to him many times, like if you don't see this, if you called me tomorrow and said, "Hey, Misty, I don't see this because I got this and that," I would say, go with God and the Virgin. And I would wish you well on your journey because, you know, caring for someone is also kind of like releasing them on their own path and their own journey. And I'm sure there's someone out there for him the same way there's someone out there for me, if it's not each other.
So you, okay. You sound traditional-ish.
But you, I can't ask the question.
I am very traditional.
Can't do it.
Are you?
Oh yeah, very traditional. I grew up with lots of traditional values and grew up in church, and you know, my mother was, you know, read the Bible, kind of realized same thing with my family. Like we're very traditional, very like we take care of our men because they lead us through life.
It's really good. A very nice outlet to have.
Yeah.
And the fact that you are having so much trouble, it just speaks to the climate today. And sincerely, from one person who's been dealing with a lot of bullshit, to another, I'm sorry.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's been a roller coaster.
Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, I might have to go with God and the Virgin.
Yeah, that's right. And you know what stuck out to me a lot, which it took a minute for me to understand as well, is, you know, not moving on so fast, you know?
Yeah.
That really resonated with me. And I appreciate you saying that. Right?
Yeah.
Damn. Why did I never think about that?
I wonder why.
Not moving on so fast.
I don't know.
Articulate.
I try to move on so quick. So all right. So I'll be a bit serious, and this is kind of rehashing the like old points. So in the summer of 24, I found out that my ex So my ex and I, we were together for 9 years. Towards the end of the relationship, it really felt like I was living. We were more roommates than partners. So my mental health was declining. I moved from DC to here. Now again, mind you, 9 years. So in less than a year of us separating, she already found somebody else. Like officially, like an official relationship. My 5-year-old daughter told me. Okay. Around that time, I wouldn't say I was trying to move on quick, but I was more so in a downward spiral where my coping mechanism was having sex with random girls.
No, you were trying to fill a void.
I think I was depressed, and that was my coping mechanism.
You're trying to fill a void, yeah.
No.
It's the same
My
aspect.
coping mechanism was having sex with random women so I could get the shit off get her off of me.
And that's filling voids because she left a void. So you were trying to seek out women and vaginas so you can kind of suppress. And you thought it was healing you, but instead what it was doing, it was setting you back.
Getting it out my system, in essence. Like, just getting it out my system. Again, downward spiral. Typically, a lot of people, their coping mechanisms are extremely toxic. Like, they resort to drugs, resort to alcohol. You know what I mean? My toxic one was having a bunch of sex.
I don't think that's toxic at all. I think that's what you needed at the time, and you should embrace it. As long as you're not hurting yourself in the process.
Extremely toxic, all right? Because these girls were...
What? I don't know what that means.
They were shapely.
They were slum busters.
Some of them is like, at the end of the night, all the bad ones are taken. You got the ones in the corner.
And you rep for the corner, huh?
I was repping for the corner. Like, hey, look,
there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I was going crazy though.
I don't think that's crazy at all.
So it took me a while to recalibrate, gather my bearings, and get on the straight and narrow. So I've been good for a while, actually. So, you know what I mean? But
very good.
So it's making sure that but like, say if I did find a nice thing, then I probably would have got caught up in trying to move on too fast like she did.
Same here. So I wanna mention something to you guys. So I was in the age of 24, I ended up meeting a guy, and we both fell head over heels for each other. And next thing you know, 7 years go by. We're engaged, we were going to get married, and that fell apart. His response to that was finding a girl while I was still living under the premises of his home, moving me out and moving her in not even a week later. Moral of the story is he suppressed and he filled the void. He didn't process the grief. And prior to finding this woman and moving her in, he was suppressing what he was going through with alcohol and substances. No drugs, I want to be precise, but substances. For me, the way I handled it was I processed fully. I felt the pain. I felt the loss. I dated 2 people after him, brief date. Didn't last very long, and I realized that they weren't what I wanted. Not that they were bad.
They just weren't for you.
They just weren't for me.
Yeah.
The lifestyle didn't align. The personality wasn't there. I felt like I had to shrink myself so I can fit into their space. And I feel like I live alone at the moment. I'm currently no attachments, and it's the most amazing, freeing feeling in the planet. I do not have random men in my bedroom. It's just me and my cats, and I love every moment of it.
How many cats?
I have 2.
2.
Yeah, I have 2 Devon Rex cats from the Ukraine. I brought Boris in when the war started about 4 years ago, and I brought Henry in after my separation. And some people want to fill voids. I fill it with a kitten that cost me $3,000. Some people got.
Can I borrow $20?
Some people fill it with certain things, and I fill it with an expensive cat and a Glock 43X. 9mm. It depends how you want to fill it. And it's like
that bathrobe and cowboy boots is crazy though.
It was like, it was an iconic moment.
Yeah.
It was like 10 in the morning, and I'm like in my cowboy boots. Like, I'm just like, I was on the phone with a friend of mine, and I just throw on my robe, and I'm like, I gotta let off some steam. And I just throw on the robe, and I think I had the robe on, actually.
Hair mess and everything?
Hair mess and everything. And I just throw on the boots.
I would have moved out of your way, too.
No, actually, my neighbor saw me, and I was holding my gun case, and I look at him like, yeah, I'm frustrated. I gotta go let off some steam. I think I'm gonna do about 100 rounds on the range. And he looks at me, and he's like, okay.
Very good. Close the door.
Slowly.
So good times. You know, I think we should spread more light on how people cope with things that we cannot control. And, you know, it's not our job to teach people or to tell them how we deserve to be seen, loved, or appreciated. That needs to come from their own work. Because if they're hurt, they're just going to hurt you.